Okay, we're back there. I broke it. I fixed it and broke it. Let me try that again. Let me just make sure we get the chat window back on screen. Let me make sure we change the settings again. So we're going to say yes to that, no to that. Let me update the graphic image file for this stream. Yep. There we go. All right. So anyway, I apologize. I went to hit the stop recording button, and instead I accidentally clicked on the other button. Okay, we're back. I'm back. I don't know if anybody else is back, but while I wait for people to file in, pretty much everybody who was just watching a minute ago, I'm going to go and delete some stuff from my computer because apparently, oh yeah, I really did run out of hard drive space. All right, that's cool. I think I know what happened. I was running a video encoder yeah, I know exactly what happened. All right, we can fix this. So I just need to go and delete a file, and then I can delete the rest later. And that brings us to our next topic, I think. I guess I should post a link to this stream on the chat from the previous stream if anybody's watching it, huh? Alright, I don't know if anybody is watching the old stream, but I am. Crap. Okay, so where were we? Well, we'll wait till if anybody comes back from the previous chat, we can, continue the conversation we were having. But, in the meantime, I can show you guys why I was just running out of hard drive space. And it's pretty simple, actually. There's not really a serious issue as to why. So what happened was, I have a dedicated DVR computer running MB, and its sole job is to record live TV. It's like totally legit. It's not bootlegging anything. It's like I just have it hooked up to my cable line up to my Fios actually, but it's basically cable, and it creates a folder full of recordings. And you can see like we got the debate, for example, the GOP debate on CNN, and this is like pure MPEG-2. This is like straight off of the cable line basically. So when you go into like properties on this, it literally says like MPEG-2, or if you go into codec information, it will say MPEG-2. Has an AC3 surround audio track. I don't know if it's really surround sound. Like, I don't buy that because it's like, are you really gonna listen to a debate in surround sound? I guess I can like investigate that. See if there's like like maybe open up the separate audio channels and see what they look like. If they are actually surround sound tracks. Now, one thing annoying is recording things off TV. Apparently it's 1080i, so we have interlacing down here. We have these little combing artifacts that go on. There's just lines, and they're very annoying. VLC has a built-in de-interlacing filter, and it's got different ones that work a little differently. Like this one here will make it look like it's moving at 60 frames a second. It's mostly pretty smooth. Once in a while, it'll get a little jagged on the movement. I don't want to look at that guy at the moment. I mean, he's not the ugliest guy. I just don't like. Anyway, so, but that was a good zoom. I'll say that the zoom was good. The camera work was good over there. Anyway, so bottom line is I had to run it to a video encoder to de-interlace it permanently. Although I will take this file and play it back independently to see if that is actually the case. But you can see we got a 10 gig file. For like something that was like a couple of hours, what is it, like 2 hours? Yeah, about 2 hours. You got like a 10 gig, 5 gigs per hour. So anyway, I'm realizing another crazy thing. I do a file checker on my dad's computer because I'm storing it remotely on my dad's computer, and 700 gigabytes of Rick and Morty. Like, I only knew this because when I did the Win directory stat, when I did the WinDir stat on that exact folder, it looked like this. In fact, we're going to go and do it right now. We're going to do a... There we go. We're going to get the listing of all of the files in this folder. And we're going to see how big it came out to be. So this is actually like a thing I saw. As a result of this, discovering how much space Rick and Morty was taking up. Which, that's not the right computer. I meant to do this computer. There we go. So essentially when I discovered there was this enormous amount of data on the DVR hard drive, and see this like just the DVR drive, Rick and Morty was taking up like 720 gigs. Welcome back, David Glenn. Okay, so I was like, I gotta delete this. But before deleting it, I went into the folder and I realized not only did it record Rick and Morty off of like Fox or whatever channel it was on, but it also organized it automatically into seasons 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. And these might not have necessarily been played in order, but it literally labeled them like and is storing them. Like, I'm sure if we look at the date and time of each recording, it's like a free for all. I'm sure of it. Like, if we sort by date, maybe not. Okay, season, let's see, 1/8/3/29. Let's go backwards here. So it would have started on November. Yeah, okay, so November 5th, 10:59 p.m. It was episode 3. Then 11 p.m. it was episode 4. And then at like 2:59 and 3 a.m. we got a rerun. Oh, so and actually my friend was right. I might have some duplicate data in here. Yeah, it looks like I got some duplicate data. So my friend was right. I should just delete it. Not all of it, but before deleting it, I decided that I'd go through this stuff and see what else was on here. So there's a show on the Japanese channel on NHK called Core Kyoto. And it's like, you know, one of these things, what it just, I'll show you what it is right here. I can give you guys some audio. Audio device is going to be my headphones. And then I got to go here. One of these days I need to get some speakers for this desk. It's like literally the Japanese network. Brick and Mortar. Oh, Rick and Morty. Rick and Morty. Brick and Mortar. Never heard of that show. Now, yeah, Rick and Morty. You know, the one with the mad scientist. Some people don't like it. It's got a lot of smut. But I don't know. I do enjoy the puns on that show. And, like, you know, yeah, I don't think it's terrible.
For over a millennium, Buddhist statues have
somebody needs to make fun of the multiverse.
their wishes and prayers.
So this is like very dry. This is like Japanese PBS.
Matsumoto constantly pondered the Buddha's existence and began carving Buddhist statues.
The main reason I began carving was my desire to see the world of Buddha.
He likes
I wanted
Buddha.
to know the reasoning behind the other world. The answer to think, beckon us to draw closer. This one has a quality similar to a mirror that reflects what's in our heart. If I'm feeling down,
yeah, I think that says far. I got up to like season 3 so far. I haven't watched it since. I think it's like a Russian or Spanish girl moving into Japan.
Statues.
Wait, that's a rerun.
Small, quiet shrine.
So I gotta go through this and identify reruns too, and they're not gonna be the same file size because the commercials are gonna be, you know, different. So that's gonna affect the file size. Wait, oh, I thought that guy was playing N64 in an African school. CV, scanning, printing. What's up, Lady Mist? How you doing? So basically, I told the DVR to record all of these, and I forgot about it. Like it was like the Lord of the Rings. They throw the ring into the water, and everyone forgets about it. What's up, Chaos for you? I hope you're having a fine evening today. Chaos for you. He's on fire. He got like mad new subscribers, and let me see. Do I have him in the Stream Element spot? I gotta check. Maybe. No, I don't know. I gotta check that. I don't trust the Stream Element spot. It never works when I want it to work. It's always doing whatever it wants. Like right now, the Stream Element spot came up on the chat from the last video. Remember the stream I ended a minute ago by accident? And it's like Stream Element spot is running. I'm like, oh, that's great. I'm glad it's running over there. So yeah, I gotta like one of these days just buck down and sit down with it and be serious. But before I do that, I got to build a puppet of some kind. I do, I really do. Not really a puppet, but there's a surprise coming up in the pipeline very soon. Not on this channel necessarily, but I mean, sure, maybe I'll bring the puppet onto this channel too, but it's not really a puppet, but I digress. I think my phone is hacked, like, all the time. I mean, since day one when I bought it. But jokes aside, I hope it's not actually hacked, or if it is, I hope that, I don't know, what would make you think it's hacked?
Rock hunting is the ideal.
So yeah, I mean, like, some of these are very low quality.
Upstream branch of the Kamo River are two more places known for the.
But it's like just a good, like, dry, like, PBS style show about Japan and Japanese culture. Rock cultivation. So I didn't even know that was a thing. Apparently rock cultivation is a thing.
Having found good rocks in the hills, Koichiro Shibagaki returned.
A rock you bring home from rock hunting is still what we call a new stone. When it's still new, you can't see the rock's true character. For that to come out, you have to properly remove all the mud and dirt sticking to it.
Caring for a rock is called yoseki, or stone cultivation. He says, gives the stone's surfaces and colors temperament.
Maybe I should get into rock cultivation. What do you guys think? Should I get into rock cultivation? Maybe we could have like a giveaway every couple months where I mail out a rock that is specially cultivated.
Kyoto.
I always wanted to like get some boulders. I got some in the backyard, and like get a chisel and like make like, you know, like do the stonemason thing, you know? Like I've seen these medieval castles and how they build them, and I think if I get like pieces of stone, I could make my own little bricks or something, you know? Oh yeah, so they do that, right? Oh, I probably wasn't paying attention when it got cut out, or if it got cut out before you even sent it, like that. I've had that before where I send a message and it disappears like as I'm sending it. I'm in jail at the moment. I won't be out until Saturday. Oh my god. You've been bad. I gotta still get my one warning removed from my channel. It's like not serious until it becomes serious, but I'm realizing if I grow, it's serious. So I am working on making a second YouTube account, and what I find funny is names that weren't available a week ago are suddenly available, and I'm like thinking like, well, maybe the names were available the whole time, and it was just like I was checking at like the wrong time of the evening, and YouTube was just like, oh, this isn't available at the moment, but it was. I don't know, but I decided to like I was about to make a new name before this stream. I'm gonna do it later on tonight. It's not the phone part per se, it's the darn fees and everything connecting a... Damn it, this fucking heart emoji blocks what I'm trying to read. Connecting a different one. Oh, I see. I need a cheap ZTE phone, David Glenn says. If it's hacked, they are bored to tears with my data. Oh, YouTube just quits instantly? Like the app literally quits? So... You know, I mean, usually I say check all the basic things, right? Check your memory. I know it sounds like really basic, you know, like, is there any memory left? You know, is your YouTube app up to date? Or did the issue start after updating the YouTube app? At which point you're kind of asked out because you certainly, I'm pretty sure you can't easily downgrade the YouTube app. There are ways, but, you know, it's not like one of these things where you go into the Google Play Store and you're like, hey, I don't like this update. Please downgrade me. At best, you can like go back to the first version of YouTube that came with your phone, but that's kind of pointless because, you know, I mean, you just like got nothing. Well, you should give me the link to your alternate channel. I'll repost it in the chat so that people can find you and I can subscribe to you. So anyway, these are great because these are like 480p, so I can actually do something with these in a pretty rapid manner. And so some people would use a handbrake. I don't like the placement of that either yet. Gotta lay off the project. Oh my god. So anyway, like, handbrake is the easier video encoder, but this one I like because it's powerful. So what I do is I took the episodes of Core Kyoto, which like are in this output folder, and we could literally delete everything that I've already done. And what's great is the file sizes should be considerably smaller. So let's take a look here. Let's do let's do a search in the folder and see what we got here. So what I'm doing is I'm just taking a part of the file name, and apparently this episode doesn't exist. Oh, you know why it doesn't exist? It's not in this folder. It's in a more local folder because I cut and pasted it to this computer. So let's find it. Let me see. Where did I put it? All right, there it is. So basically, this is the original folder. And wait, yeah. So we need to take the name of the episode I took over here and match it up with an episode from this folder. So it looks like there's actually duplicates of the same episode. So that's a bit of a challenge. And I also have to see the old list like that. Yeah, there we go. But bottom line is, I guess what I think the most important thing to show you guys is let's find one episode that's a guaranteed match. So we already know we have this episode here. It's got. Whoa, what the heck happened there?
You can find more.
Set school.
Uh-oh. Okay, that's an oopsie right there. I accidentally cropped the screen on that one. So, I hope there's not a bunch of them like, oh my god. Okay, it's a VLC bug. It's okay.
You can
it's just a bug.
And watch the show anytime.
I hope it's just a bug. It looks like a bug. Let's try that again. Nah, that's not a bug. That's an oopsie right there. Uh-oh. So, my computer wasted a bunch of time cropping these.
Website, you can find more
like,
information.
Whoops.
And watch
I gotta redo it.
Oh.
Alright. Let's, crap. That sucks. That sucks so bad. But either way, I should be able to get a comparable file size. You can see these are 800 megabytes for like a half hour of video. We can definitely get that smaller. So what we're going to do is we're going to do a couple of things. We're going to go back to this video encoder here. And we're going to delete everything from the encoding queue here right now because we know it's not going to be good, right? We know it's botched. So we're just going to go through the entire list. Remove it like that. And then we go back here and we say, okay, let's take just one episode as our template and put it up here like this. Actually, no, we don't even have to do that because it's already here. So we pick the video codec we want. We tell it we keep the audio tracks as, whoops. Uh-oh, I clicked the wrong one. We gotta wait. I think ZTE is still in a drawer somewhere. My ZTE is in a drawer. Unfortunately, I forgot the passwords for the Google and stuff. I'm getting pretty angry with these tech giants. Yeah, so a lot of times, you know, this is where, like, it's helpful to give them, like, a phone number, even though some people avoid, like, giving a phone number to Google like it's the plague. I had a friend, and she asked me to help her recover a Google password while I was fixing her mom's computer the other day. And I was like, trying not to give her too much optimism, you know? She's like, I know you can do this. I'm like, I appreciate the belief, but it's like, this is you know, you really, this is not like, you know, it's not as cut and dry, right? You know, it's like, it's one of those things where like she had like a phone number, a different phone number tied. That's what it was. She had an old phone number. You know, we're going to close this out. This program is getting a little, wait, actually, better not. I don't even know. I shouldn't be impatient. So everyone knows if you're impatient with software, sometimes things get a little wonky and sometimes you got to be like a little more reasonable. But I kind of clicked on the wrong button, so I'm just thinking I don't want to wait for this. Yeah, we're gonna kill it. We're gonna kill it. Let's kill it. Close the program. There we go. So where was I? I'm sorry, my brain is in two different places right now, if you haven't noticed. Thank you. Thank you, James. We got the link for Chaos's Bringers of Chaos. Subscribed and everyone else can find the link right there. So for my dear friend who may or may not have tuned into my last live stream, it's botched. I'm still running it. No worries. I still gotta go to the deli tonight. Oh, now. Yeah, I wish if I cleaned that, if I cleaned the den in time, if I had cleaned the den. And a printer. Let's see how bad World War II. I mean, good. Yeah, either way. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm typing a message on Google Chat. Yeah, that stream. I'm sorry. So anyway, I'm so sorry, guys. I shouldn't be typing messages. So anyway, you did go to Google, I see, and wait. You went to a Google office once and they asked me how I got in. I said I walked in through the door just like you. They told me they cannot help recover accounts, even being in their office in person. You really did that? Like, you really did that? Like, so I got a funny story. Different vid, second vid. Like, a while ago, a friend of mine told me a story where his friend went, like, hiking in the wilderness, right? And you know, he finds a place. He goes to he goes to a Google data center in the middle of the woods somewhere, right? And he knocks on the door and says, "Hey, can I get a tour?" And they're like, "Leave or we'll call the cops on you." In fact, I don't even know if they said cops or DHS. But either way, they were not happy that he found their brand new secure data center in the middle of the woods and was willing to go backpacking to get a tour. Although, all in all, it sounds like pretty harmless. Sounds like a pretty harmless thing to do. I mean, on the whole. But so that's why I'm surprised you went, James, to a Google office. I don't even know where you find a Google office. Like, I guess I can go to Manhattan and like go to one of those places. I mean, yeah, I know of a physical Google place, and I want to give a shout out to William. How you doing, William? Good to see you, bud. Yeah, so you can see the Klipper is running here. Oh, it's windy outside. You can see Klipper is running right now, and I don't know. I'm printing out a battery holder. Let's get a look at the 3D model of the battery holder I was printing, and then you can judge if this is the correct shape. So we see what is showing up on the screen here. Well, what do we get on here? Well, if we go to my second monitor, this is what I'm printing. The camera should be looking at it from the side. So my question is, what is that overhang? There's definitely an overhang there. Wait, is it? Yeah, that looks like an overhang. So, either the orientation is off and I'm just misunderstanding the orientation of this model. Or there's an overhang, I think, or maybe that's just the way it looks because it's moving fast. I appreciate the like. Everyone should hit the like button. I highly recommend it. This is my totally unbiased opinion about the like button, you know, and clicking it. I mean, you can click the dislike button, but nobody gets to see it anymore unless you have the browser extension that lets you see dislikes. So, yeah, I mean, Klipper is pretty cool. But I definitely need to sit in front of the printer more. Now, do you think, William, that it's a mistake that I'm testing Klipper using PETG filament? Because that's what I'm doing right now. I haven't pulled the PETG filament off the machine, since using it on the Starship. Ooh, there we go. So for instance, I can't even see my screen. So we got, that's the ship I did at Pet G. This is the part I fixed. So we had a pointy bit on the end right here. And so what I did was I put some gaffer's tape here, and I'm supposed to peel it away now and see. I'm afraid to do this part. I think I'm going to break it. It's going to probably break something. Yeah, probably should be fine. Like, I'd be more comfortable printing in PLA, but I'm really a huge fan of Pet G filament because, oh, it would be slowing out. Is that like when we were discussing the speed at which, oh, that's not too bad. I can file that down. Look at that. I can file that down and get that. All right, good. We can get, sooner or later, we're going to have a second ship in my fleet. See, they look the same, don't they? Yep. I'm very proud of the antennas on my ship. Got to paint them still, but, you know, you can see it. So we got a larger one. I got the front half. So there is hope. And I fixed the turrets on the front. So anywho, where was I? So yeah, I think you got a point. So PETG 3D printer filament is similar to the plastic in a soda bottle. And so one of the things is you have to print at a higher temperature for, you know, any of the uninitiated to the 3D printing hobby in our chat. We're printing at 240 degrees Celsius as opposed to the normal, like, you know, 200 degrees that you might use on PLA, which is a slow, you know, a material that melts at a lower melting point. So I went for broke. What I did was I took the model off of the website and I straight up told the website, I told the slicer, I told, what do you call it, Cura, to do 200 millimeters a second. So somewhere in here, I put in 200 millimeters per second, like, just like that. And it kind of yelled at me. You can see, like, in fact, initially the automatic settings were only doing 100 millimeters down here. And I think that's why it looks like a mess. Maybe it's not able to push out enough material rapidly enough. I don't know. I mean, I haven't even done a calibration cube. I was going to do a calibration cube. But, I wanted to just, I figured this is like a cube. You know, it's shaped like a cube. You know, like that looks like a cube. Of course, I always up my temperatures. I upped my temperatures, well, up them from what they are now. I upped them to 240. So typically PETG, people would say print anywhere from 230 to 240. So I tend to shoot at 240. And I know the temperature measurements on, Klipper should be better or more accurate the way it deals with temperature. Now, what is our temperature? Let's see if we can find out here. Yeah, theoretically, this is pretty flat. I know, I remember with the Marlin and Octoprint combo, you get a lot of oscillation on your temperatures on the nozzle. And the bed temperature is a bit more consistent, but the nozzle temperature will always oscillate. So it looks like they've smoothed out the temperatures to be between 239 and 240 on a pretty consistent basis. So, you can even see here, it says target 240. If we can actually see that. Target is 240 and actual temperature is like 239. Yeah, I agree, James. Yeah, we both agree, James. Thanks. He's like, yeah, I think, yeah, definitely like, maybe there's a situation where, I should crank up the temperatures, or maybe this is that motivation. Because one of the things that William was recommending is that I pick up a better hot end, or a new hot end, or a hot end that can support higher temperatures. I'm going to hold off probably a week on that, but I'm game for that. I want to do a little more research. You don't want to diverge too much from stock unless you're prepared to, you know, alter the config files accordingly. So, you know, either way, I am somewhat impressed that it's at least moving significantly faster. I hope I don't have to set up the crow's nest thing just to get better camera performance, but I really don't like seeing all of this display tearing on the camera view. I just think that's, like, unnecessary. I don't want to know what it would look like if I set it to 1080p. I mean, it's a 720p camera, so I don't know why it was set to 1080p to begin with. But yeah, so it's pretty wavy. So that's basically all we got on that. Now, since I'm not going out tonight, I don't have to worry about packing my Gundam model. I was going to pack a Gundam model. I'm hoping, I have a theory that this Gundam model has 2 core fighters in it. And if it does, I'm good to go. In fact, we got a more important thing. I ripped the arm off my Gundam. So let's get that broken Gundam out, and I'll show you how we're going to fix that eventually. So let's see here. Uh-oh. Where's the... oh, here it is. Yeah, so this was pretty gnarly right here. What happened was... So, the suggestion is... Let's see. Oh, yeah, James did work in plastic injection molding. They use massive heaters that can inject pounds of molten plastic in seconds. But the electric usage is quite high. Yeah, that makes sense. And the suggestion William has... Need that all-metal hot end to prevent heat creep up the neck and to keep heat in the nozzle. Yeah, that makes sense. Now, I wasn't getting a whole lot of heat creep. I did like a physical check today because, as you know, one of the reasons I need to get a new hot end is because when I'm loading new filament in there, I can't seem to get the filament to go into the damn hole unless I physically remove the tubing from the top, line the stupid thing up into the hole, and then shove the tubing back into place. So, in other words, like, my boss at work, he was like, oh, can you print me something? I'll give you 20 bucks. Which is like, okay, cool, you give me 20 bucks. But he's like, thinks it's easy to do dual color printing. And it's not. Like, at least not with the current setup right now, where it's a pain in the ass for me to remove the filament and reload it. I could imagine that some of those materials are not easy to work with. Right now, I haven't done anything with anything other than PETG and PLA. I would love to do ABS, but ABS definitely is going to demand higher temperatures. A lot of materials are going to demand higher temperatures. So getting an all-metal hot end that will prevent heat creep so that more heat remains in the nozzle should allow it to be more efficient, potentially, and simply allow me to do things that otherwise wouldn't be practical. So, yeah, we got that. So, I busted this Gundam arm here, and you can see, like, right here, like, that white stuff there. So, I literally, like, I accidentally glued it using super glue, and then I thought it was going to freely move, but then when I went to twist it, it snapped off, so I'm like, oh, crap. What is it? What can I do? And I was thinking, I hope I don't have to buy another one, but I was almost resigning myself to buying a second model, figuring, yeah, we'll get some spare parts, justify the excess expenditure, but it wasn't really sitting home with me, right? So instead, I figured out I bought a special drill, which I'm sure most of you people know what a pin vise is. So they come in different forms. I got 2 of them by accident, but 2 different brands, so that's good. So I got this one here, where it's like got little drill bits, and this actually has. I had to use this on a 3D printer actually to thread some holes on the extruder, so that was kind of cool. But what I wanted to show was how we're fixing it. Here we go, found it. Good. I need to send this video to Punk Waddle, because Punk Waddle will know what I'm doing here. So basically, what I did was I used the pin vise to drill holes, and this one's not centered, but you can see there's a hole in the plastic here. Then I stabbed a brass rod, and so what this is doing is this is demonstrating that you can attach things like this, and you can, in theory, have a moving arm or something. Now, 2 problems is I would redo it again with a different piece of plastic because this one's a little bit too loose. This side's in nice and tight, and what I did was I did a big hole and a small hole. So the idea is that the rod goes into the big hole, and then you stab it to get a little deeper into the small hole, and that's what gives it some grip. But I think the problem is that you're going to still need a loose side. So I got a couple of ideas on how to cope with this, but basically my goal is to replace the plastic joint where, see that rotation motion? We want that rotational motion to occur over here. And we know that it could work, I think. Because look, this is about... We could totally drill a hole into that. This part is crazy glued in there now, right? So if we shove a brass rod into this, and we have it of the right length, this should work. So that's where we're at right now with that. Paint job wise, pretty good. this I'm keeping it in the box. I don't want to mess it up, so I've been putting the rest. I got some parts that I painted that need a clear coat now, so that's why it's missing some parts. But, you know, I'm okay with the progress. I'm okay with knowing that there is hope, because originally there was some despair. I thought there was going to be no way for me to repair this. So I am pleased to share that. I should check what's good with dinner soon, and see if I can maybe tidy up the downstairs space, you know, in case I won't have any guests over today. So let's see here. So James says, some of those materials are not easy to work with. Your boss is trying to get something for nothing, Ronnie. Well, he's paying me $20, but you're right. He's getting fucking free labor, right? You know, because I mean, it is the labor he's getting for nothing. And the only good saving grace is that for $20, I get like pretty much, if I get really cheap printer filament, James, I could come out like a bandit, right? Because think about, like, he wants to print something this big, and I get a spool of filament where I could print like a couple of more starships or something, you know. So there is a way to kind of get the business math to work out for me, but it's not practical when you consider that the labor is pretty arduous, and you're seeing that like there's a learning curve here. There's the legwork in setting up Marlin. There's the hardware. There's the time you spend working so that you can pay for the upgrades. And I mean, it's been pretty cheap. William would tell you, as well as anybody who knows about 3D printers of this caliber, that it's like one of the cheapest 3D printers, and they made decisions to get that price point. They made particular decisions where you say, oh, I wish this 3D printer had this capability out of the box. But, you know, it's like you're not going to get it for $200 if you had all of those capabilities pre-rolled. And some people might say, I'm okay with not having automatic bed leveling. Other people would say, no, I want to spend $40 more to have automatic bed leveling, such as myself. Of course, there was some time that I had to go into setting up automatic bed leveling. It wasn't terribly difficult, but these are factors. So I do appreciate that. And I agree. That's why last time my boss needed something printed, I dragged my heels on it until he forgot or gave up on it. Because, like, I was like, he's like, this guy's funny. Like, I have nothing against this guy. I get along with him fine. But, like, he'll ask to print, like, a plaque, right? So instead of, like, printing, like, a three-dimensional object, like, I don't know, this, he'll just want to have, like, the stuff that's printed on top like this. So, yes, hypothetically, if I want to make something the size of a dinner plate that has letters and numbers printed on plastic, yeah, a 3D printer could totally do that. But is this the best use of a 3D printer? You know, like, you know, what I bought a 3D printer was to print figurines, starships, parts for my Gundams maybe. I don't know, cool stuff, you know, but it wasn't just so we can, like, you know, print out fucking placards. You know, at that point we could just print out a stencil and spray paint something. But of course, yeah, we want those little 3D letters. You get the idea. I have one of those somewhere. One of those what? The glue? What did I even pick up just now? That makes some sense. If the plastic is changing phase, it's gonna maybe not be liquid and solid, right? And so the material is going to behave in an unpredictable manner. Yeah, that's basically about right. Yeah, I should definitely up the price. If I do it personally, I don't want to be in the habit of doing 3D prints because, like, you know, why bother? Like, for work, you know, it's like, why bother? You know, just, you know, I'm surprised this thing is getting as far as it goes. I think we'll just let it rip, and I'll come back to it later on, and we'll see how that goes. Now, did I have anything else to cover today? Well, you know, like I said, we got episodes of Core Kyoto. Whoops. Yeah, so there's Rick and Morty episodes. Yeah, they really took up like 700 gigs, and there are some duplicate episodes in there. So the problem is I made a mistake. So let's go and really quickly get this taken care of. So I want to take these episodes of Core Kyoto, and I want to compress them. And these, wait a second.
The program teaches useful kanji and respectful business expressions.
Respectful business impressions. This is actually, these are so low quality that they're only 100 megabytes for these episodes. And then down here we got 800 megabyte episodes. So we got like some higher quality episodes, we got some low quality episodes. So I mean, either which way, we're gonna be dealing with some pretty low quality stuff. I'm gonna start with this first 800 megabyte file. Oh, yeah. What? Oh, yeah. That makes some sense. If the plastic is changing phase, it's gonna not be liquid and solid, right? So the material is going to behave unpredictably. Yeah. So with the pin vise, I'm mainly using it for the Gundam part repairs, right? But there was an area on the printer where you have a piece of ABS plastic that holds a cooling fan, a couple of fans into place. And eventual upgrade might be to get something or print something that replaces part of that in order to cool down the 3D print, because essentially there's a duct that is on the nozzle, and I mean it's on the right side. It's towards the back. You can't see it, but the right side of this print, which is along the back of this camera view, has a fan. So if you have a print that has one side that has a overhang, a part that's like printed like a bridge, it would sag unless it can cool down right away. And so you have the air blowing on it to cool it down right away. So, you know, that's the gist of it. But let me just, yeah, so that's the gist of that. But let's get back here. So we loaded the episode. It says disabled cropping because auto crop isn't enabled, blah, blah, blah. Okay, well, I don't want to crop it. So disable cropping. I don't know why it says output resolution 1080p. I don't know what these numbers down here are doing. I don't know if I should be telling this program to reset something to the default settings. But we're gonna do no, we don't want to resize it. So let's see what happens here. So add the audio tracks. For now, we're gonna use a simpler video codec just to kind of speed it up. Once again, why is it resizing it? I don't want to resize it. They're like PBS. They love stock footage of nothing to voice over. Yeah, right. So, I mean, is it even worth saving? Yes and no, but we're going to do it anyway. So here's the most important thing. We want to de-interlace. It's not the most important thing, but it's important to me. So we're going to de-interlace it. It's like obscenely low resolution footage, I'm noticing. And I got my settings for the Lord of the Rings Blu-ray. So yeah, there's like two things that are eating up hard drive space. Is after deleting like 400 gigs of stuff, I proceeded to rip the Lord of the Rings 4K Blu-ray at 200 gigs each. Like 100 gigs each. It's so beautiful, the quality, but the sizing is enormous. So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna do we're just gonna give it a generic file name. Let's see, we'll do our test right now. So we got our settings, we hit the plus sign button, we tell it to start the job. Hey, it's not even in the list, is it? Well, that's weird. Oh, it doesn't have a folder. All right, let's tell it where to save it. So we need to tell it to go to, shouldn't really matter, but I'm just going to make a folder here. Output. Oh, crap. Am I recording still? Shoot. Why was I recording a video before? I'm going to just delete that recording so I don't run out of hard drive space again. All right, let's try it again. Okay, so now it didn't start the job automatically, but whatever. But other than that, I don't really have much interesting to share. Monday, we're going to have Jason Fox from 5:40. Oh, shit, I got to send a message to Baron Norman Tag in the Pacific. But we're definitely going to have Jason Fox on Monday. And, yeah, I should send a message. Whatever, do that afterwards. I should be doing it here now. But I do have to send a message, yeah. So right now it's basically doing the audio encoding. So what we do is we have this program. It's going to convert the audio. I think I told it to do higher quality audio than is actually necessary. If I told it to do pass-through, it wouldn't compress the audio at all, which would actually save me a little bit of time, but we would probably get a larger file. In fact, let's do an experiment. Let's say we do. So we're going to do a science project. So now it's doing the video part. And now this is happening only at 40 frames a second because deinterlacing does take more time. There are ways I can speed up how quickly it deinterlaces the video, and I probably should consider just like tolerating a lower quality job at deinterlacing, especially considering the source material is so low quality. But then again, that might make it more important. I saw a video advertisement for some expensive wireless internet stuff. Their use case, 8K video. Well, I've been told that 8K is more important for VR, and I could buy that. It makes sense to me, than it is for use in, you know, something like watching movies. Yeah, audio data can be compressed quite a bit. There's some more advanced ways of doing it now that, you know, make fewer compromises. The files in this case are so small to begin with that it's like, I don't think the audio, I think the audio makes up a major, let's see, actually, let's see. We're going to get some information here. Okay, so we got AC3 Dolby Digital. In fact, oh, the original audio track was already 192K per second, which it means it's not like necessarily a super high quality, you know, Dolby Digital track. You know, it's like, it's reasonable, but it's not like overkill, I guess is what I'm getting at. So now let's see if we can get more information here. And I'm hoping there's something here that tells us, like, so file size is 129 megs. Question is, do we have like maybe something, well, we got a 15 megs per second bit rate, but it kind of varies between variable bit rate, so it's not really a real number. It is interlaced, we know that. It's already compressed in a lossy manner, according to what it says there, which I guess would not be anything anyway. The audio is 6 megabytes. So hold on, why would I even need to compress the audio? I'm already getting, it's already compressed. So I could save myself time by not compressing the audio at all, at least for this particular show. But let's look at one of the 800 megabyte files and see if the same applies. So once again, the video stream, or the file itself is like, okay, 800 megs. The audio stream is 41 megs. Like, really? I mean, why am I compressing the audio? You know, like, I don't think we need to compress the audio here. Now, I don't know why every one of these has a damned NFO file attached to it. I mean, like, can I even do anything with these? Whoops. Are these required by MB? Oh, it looks almost like a, okay, one of these. All right. The file extension is like .ts because apparently that's like the file extension they use for these particular formats. Now, I noticed there's 3 versions of the same episode, so we need to determine. NFO is just a text meta file, according to William. Thank you. So, by the way, those Rick and Morty episodes I told you about, yeah, there are some duplicates in there. I'm gonna delete like a bunch for sure. Yeah, so I'm leaving those NFO files in there for sure.
Subtle gradations is generated by weaving. He creates kimono as well as.
Yeah, I think these are all identical. It's some Japanese guy who makes kimonos.
This traditional is dyed with. This is dyed with thread spun for use. It's kimono.
Yeah, that's the same freaking episode, isn't it? Ooh, what are they doing? Is that how they make noodles? Yeah, I got you. MB can use them. I get that. That makes logical sense. So I'm definitely not deleting them. I figured that they're in the MB folder. I could delete them after I remove them from the MB folder because, or if I move them into a different folder. I mean, we're not keeping the original MB DVR recording. So one, I should double check. Can MB transcode it for me? I mean, I know can it transcode, but can I tell MB take the recordings and immediately re-encode them? I should be finding that out, right? Because maybe I don't need to be manually encoding it myself. But barring that, I'm just as happy manually re-encoding it and then revisiting it.
Part about dyeing and weaving is that the color
When it comes to expressing the colors of Kyoto.
for today.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Oh, yeah, that was cool. They set a bunch of kanji letters on fire on a mountain.
Colors quite
I want to express the colors in that special space.
So,
somehow.
I mean, it looks like they're all the same. I'm just gonna have to pick one and delete one. Alright, Ozay Park wins. We're gonna delete the rest of these. So that's like, yeah, I'm gonna have to just run through these and delete individual ones, I guess. And there is no longer a file. Oh, okay, that's because I deleted it already. Alright, cool. And I think I'm just gonna trust that all of these files are the same and delete them too, because I really can't be like watching every file of a PBS, a Japanese PBS program, right?
Spoken rule in Kyoto. Bit of the adjoining homes.
I think it's a show about cleaning. I could use some advice on cleaning from Japanese people, I guess. I could give you a bash script which would re-encode, but it's gonna be running on that other OS. That's fine. I don't need to re-encode shit on Windows. Actually, I've been meaning to re-encode on Linux, but you know me, I'm super anal sometimes about the you know, about my encodings. You know, I have like my so unfortunately all this TV crap is freaking interlaced. All of it is interlaced, like 90% of it. Like if I turn off the interlacing and this guy moves his hand really quickly, it gets like combing artifacts.
Legs should be spread wide to steady themselves while their arms
So apparently I'm getting reruns.
folded over other equipment. Shoot.
Has them like when you're starting something.
To the preoccupied, learn how to watch, specializes.
的なとこをしっかり自分もそういう中で
Oh, yeah, there is a CRC. Oh, so these aren't gonna have the C. Here's the problem. That's a great idea. Checking the CRC. That's a great idea. There's only one problem. TV has commercials. Which is another thing that, like after I re-encode these, I might want to, like, you know, maybe, you know, have the commercials ripped from them. Although it's pretty trivial to just fast forward. But yeah, because if these were all just identical recordings with identical commercials, I could just tell the program to, like, you know, I think these are different. I don't think they're all the same. I think these are all different episodes about cleaning. Except this one. This lady. And the problem is with the commercials being in different times, not everything lines up at the same time.
Practitioners do enter a state of not yet. Enter a state of a spot. Rain of the floor.
This is yeah, it's gonna be insane.
Others who share he and his son
Like, maybe I should just, like, open them up all at the same time and play them at high speed and see what happens. So I can't just be like, okay, I see a guy of 10 minutes and 5 seconds. Or 14:49. So this guy's at 14:49. So hypothetically, if I go to 14 minutes and 49 seconds... Okay, those two are identical. Okay, that one's identical. So that's 1, 2, 3 identical. Now this one here I think is different. Nope, that one's the same too.
21st century. Since the broom
That one's this. Alright, we're just gonna delete all of these.
to make the brooms.
There we go. Those are deleted too. I think we're just gonna go by the names at this point because I think we can all be pretty confident. Okay, 13 minutes 11 seconds.
She makes accessories.
Alright, she makes accessories. Alright, good. So we're gonna delete, and then this one here should be the same.
And passing that understanding.
She makes
Alright, good. Alright, you go greet people. Oh shit, Fajita Friday's on. That means I gotta sign into my other YouTube account because I'm shadow hidden from the channel. Mother F. The system is out to get me. Nah, jokes aside. I'll catch you later, David Glenn. Pass my regards to the Cotton Connection. I'll be there very soon. Hopefully just in time for dinner. Yeah, I gotta, that's so annoying. I gotta like sign out, sign in. Oh my god, Sparks Friday Nights is on. Screw it. Let's get the link to that, share it out, and I'll end this stream. Although you can also check out you know, Snow Dub Music and Entertainment. There's that too. But oh shit, there's so many people on. We got Slim Nim on right now. We got Friday Night Post Flight with Culture Casino. You got Wakazashi's got a member stream. Hell, I might just hop on that for like a minute. You know, so anyway, yeah, I might be hopping on the member stream on Wakazashi's channel because I am a member of his channel, and Gray is a good man. So I want to thank everybody for tuning in. David Glenn, Lady Mist, Slim Nim, who is here briefly until he started his own stream. Check out at Slim Nim if you want to see what he's streaming. He's definitely streaming a game that might involve interactivity. So if you want to interactively join a game with Slim, yeah, you can do that without actually playing the game. Like, you just interact in the chat. You don't even have to sign into some game. It seems like virtual cleaning, not what the janitor or maid would do. Good point. I think you're on to something there, James. And I want to thank William for tuning in. I believe it's the first time, actually not the first time, second or third time he tuned in. We also had Chaos for You 728, who is currently in YouTube jail, but we posted a link somewhere above in reference to his alternate channel, and I'm going to repost that link right now so people can, you know, hit him up or something, you know. And I think that covers just about everyone, you know. Once again, Snowdub has his show on, but since the Stream Elements bot is, you know, not cooperating with me right now, the chat command did not work. So once again, I want to thank everybody for tuning in. If you have any questions, comments, or ideas, please leave a comment. Please like and subscribe. And for now, we shall end transmission